Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome to the stream. I am the Brit. This is Planet Coaster, and Twitch actually ran its ad a little sooner than anticipated, which is great. Right, so I've been doing some work, as you can tell. We have an almost complete building here, right? That's not too bad. I'm not quite sold on this topic here, but it's a necessary evil. Have I done anything with this? I've been doing some testing. I've been running around and looking at scenery values for rides. Going to here, 374. So I haven't touched this since I put the plaque down, but it's actually gone down. It's a bit odd. We'll come back to this in a minute. This one, when I last checked, was 390. Let's see where we're at. 224 now. If anyone wants to explain to me how it's calculating the scenery bonuses, I would be delighted to hear that. The last check on this was 310. It is currently 0. That's fantastic. This guy here... Oh, I've done some work on this, by the way. Just a little bit. Arse. So we're going to go with the bunyip, because I can't figure out how to do a decent Mad Max theme yet. So we're going with the bunyip, right? So we get launched from the station. I've got some speakers buried in the forest here, or in the woodland. So as the train comes around the corner here, you're gonna hear the bunyip going roar, and then you get propelled through the broken, deserted, whatever this is. I'm quite sure what this is now, actually. You'll get propelled through here and up and over, just skirting the backside of this building here. I think I need to bring this back a bit, because that's awfully close to the tracks. Yeah, we'll get rid of this. We'll bring the wall in a bit. We come down into here. This is the first bunyip encounter. So you come into the barn, rah, and there's the bunyip, rah, and then you get propelled out backwards because you're running away from it. Up and down and over, around the helix, and into here, where you get a second bunyip attack. Rawr. You drop through the floor to safety, and then get spewed out through the castle again, over a dragon, I guess, which could be a bunyip. Can we recolor that, I wonder? We'll have a look at that later. Over the top, and then into here where there's a final bunyip attack. Maybe it wants to mate with you at this point. Who knows? There's another bunyip here. You get dropped down and fired out, and then this is basically the return. You've got your hump there, and then here's your return to the station. So I've done some work. Horse. I've done some work there. Done nothing with this. The scenery rating for this is 0. Now let's just check that. Yep, that's correct. The scenery rating for this is 279 when last checked. 0. That's fantastic. Zero for that too, which is a lie because the last time I checked it was 241. So honestly, I have no idea how it's calculating these scenery values because it doesn't seem to be doing it. Alright, so this, I figured out what I'm going to do with this. This is going to be the drop bear. Because there's a drop. I know, right? Cunning. So, the first thing I want to do is when I go into nature region and temperate. And I need some arse. I need some really tall trees. Because I want to kind of hide that. This bald cypress. I know there are taller. I know there are taller ones than that. Oh, I didn't realize that Scots pine was that small. Oh, okay. There's the Ponderosa. So yeah, we're gonna go with this. We're gonna just crank up the scale a bit because I do want it to kind of hide the ride a little bit. We're gonna actually. Okay, that's fine. Oops, that's a little too much, isn't it? We'll put that there. I guess actually, since that inverts at that point, we could just drop that. Okay, yeah. We'll bring it down a little bit more. Let's turn the scaling on automatic now. For some reason my cough seems to have returned. I'm not concerned about that. I woke up with it this morning. I was like, what? Wait, what? Okay, and then we're going to take this down to some medium ones here. That kind of hides down a little bit there. I like that. Okay. Let's turn on the brush. So I'm going to drop this lot in. Now we'll just come back and we'll tidy up the track afterwards. I'll be right back. I think I have to go and yell at someone.
Bollocks!
All right, no, it was just my wife overreacting. You know what they're like. All right, we'll just drop some of these in here. I don't want to crowd it too much, but I do want to kind of make it look nice. Nope. I'm gonna put some smaller trees like on the inside here. It was It was my fertilizer, guys. His helper was blowing off. It's not spill. He was basically just blowing off the sidewalk, so any granules of chemicals were not being left laying around, which I really appreciate. It's very nice of him, especially since I have a toddler who still likes to put random things in her mouth. I appreciate that. Alright, now let's go in here and we'll tidy up the track a little bit. Ooh, that tree's a little close, isn't it? Yeah, just a bit, and we'll just move it that way. Move that there. Then actually, we'll get just to... Oops. Yep. Oh, safe. There we go. Okay. No, I want that better. Okay. That will just move. That is actually in a nice spot. That will move a little bit. I don't want to get rid of too much of the scenery. I just want it to be a little less on the track. Yeah. There. So I started looking at. I know I've started several of these, but another survival game in Unreal Engine. Each time I've started a project, I have learnt a lot from it. And I think I'm now at the point where I can probably start and complete a project. And also, with the assistance of AI, I believe I can actually get it done the way I want it to. Because one of the biggest holdups for me in the past has simply been that I get stuck, right? Because I'm not a professional game developer with Unreal Engine. There's a lot that I don't know. And that's caused, obviously, quite a lot of problems in the past. But with the advent of AI, when I get stuck now, I can simply go to AI and say, hey, I want to do this. How? And it will tell me. It will just flat out say, oh yes, you want to do that? All right, so you're going to do this, this, and this, and this. And it will just flat out tell me what I need to know. It's brilliant. Now, I'm going to repeat what I just said there. It will tell me what I need to know. It's not going to tell me how to do it. Right? And it's not going to do it for me. But it's going to tell me how to accomplish what I'm trying to do. Because, you know, I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to have a game. I'm not going to have AI write the game for me. That's just, you know, it's nonsense. And I've noticed that there are a number of a number of games. Game is the right word to use, but we'll use it. There are a number of games on Steam that are clearly the product of AI by someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, which is a shame. And even worse is, you know, these products will go onto Steam, people will buy them. The person who's almost said the word developed. The person who's fed the fed the prompt into AI will get a bunch of money and then just walk away from it and learn nothing. Whereas I want to use AI as a tool to aid my development and understanding of programming within the language. And I think that's a really good use of AI, to be honest. There's a hole. Why is there a hole? My wife's just going to stand in the corner until I acknowledge her presence, and it's not going to happen. Okay. Ooh. It is a nice dress. It's a nice dress, yes. Good Lord. You have a conversation to tell you, yes, I understand. And then they do that. Like, the only person who gets to come in here and interrupt me while I'm streaming is my daughter. That's it. Everyone else? No. Unless the house is on fire? No. Actually, even if the house is on fire, expect them to take care of it themselves. They're adults. Good God. Okay. So that's... That's the drop bear kind of done. I like that. You are the drop bear. Right, cool. Okay. So let's save that. I did some work over here. I put the awning over the top of the path. I've got like a rudimentary sign. It's too clean. I'm not digging it. Like, obviously I filled this bit out as well. Put some scenery down along the side of the path. So there's that. Okay, alright. So that's the drop bear project done. Well, not project, and it's not done either. This... We need to do some more decorating. Ah, that's right. That was something I wanted to deal with. Okay, so we've got the a grotto here. And I was thinking about just using the terrain tool and covering this up. And the thing about doing that is the terrain tool does not give you any kind of a bonus towards your scenery. Your best option, actually, in this case, would be to use rocks to cover it up, because rocks will give you a bonus towards your towards your scenery. So that's what we're going to do. Hey, overkill. What's going on? So, some interesting words there. Okay, I think, but not very often. Yeah, that might not be high enough. That's probably going to have to go there, I think. Okay. I've got to get it over the top of this thing here. Bring that out a little bit. Okay, that will still cover it. Okay. That's really why. Oh, because I've got that on. Oh, fuck. Okay, let me. Because I now have to make sure that. Okay, that is 100%. Excellent. Alright. So essentially, what we're going to do is just copy and paste this repeatedly. Twist that just a little bit so it looks a little better. Like that. Okay. Yeah, it's too low. Alright, there are other rock options, you know. There's, oh wow, that's a boulder, that's not a rock. That's that same one. That one's... God. Could use a bunch of those. I mean, they are flat on the underside. Alright, let's... And if we do world, we should be able to manipulate this into position without it getting too janky. Okay, now it's got to go up because I can't have it taking her head off. Alright, that works for me. Okay, so we will now duplicate this and rotate it. Again, I've got it in world align mode, so it's relative to the world rather than relative to its own axis, which, oh, man, I gotta say, Frontier sometimes really irritate me with that stuff. Oh dear, we have a gap. That's a bit of a bummer. And we are going to use these for the rest. Do that. Yeah, okay, that'll be good. And I can actually use the rock axis itself to do this. Greetings from the UK. How's your day going today, mate? Hope you are doing well. I am doing splendidly. I could be doing better, actually, but I'm doing splendidly nonetheless. I am enjoying my time in Yankee land. It's very entertaining over here, I've got to say. The whole political atmosphere and everything is just thrilling. Okay. I guess, honestly, I'm just going to have to continue copy and pasting these particular rocks. Because they work. I'll lift that up a little bit, though. Okay, yep. Fine. We got one there. And we'll do that one. Okay, cool. Alright, so that should kind of give us that. Go back into terrain because we're going to have to just cover up this Pull, pull, pull. Pull, 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 pull. The only problem is I've got this so close to the edge of the map that I can't get a decent slope on it. But I think that's okay, actually, because it's supposed to be somewhat, what's the word? Fake, I guess, is the word I'm looking for there. I think we'll just fill these gaps in with some small rocks. Might be easier than trying to manipulate the terrain over that way. Hey, that is not a small rock. That's okay. That's that's closer to what I was thinking when I said small. Okay, we'll put that one there. And then we've got this guy here. And then we will just manipulate him. Come on, my little friend. Like that. Okay. That's good. And then probably another one over here, actually. That actually looks bigger than the other one. No, I don't have the random scale turned on, so that's okay. Fair enough, whatever. Okay, that'll do. It's not perfect, but it'll do. So there we are. There's our grotto. That is. Oh, hello. Got a wee bit fucked up. Whoa, sorry. Bad words. Naughty, naughty. Did not realise that we had backfilled so much. It's a bit of a problem. Well, I mean, it was a bit of a problem. It's not anymore. Okay, that's better. A little bit of show through there, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. I think anyone's really going to notice that. Alright, cool. And then, of course, the top of this, we're just going to spam. Well, actually, I could do it now. Huh? Oh, you've got to be doing that. Align to surface. Oh, scenery. Avoid, ignore. Oh. I'm going to have to do this by hand. Son of a bitch. Alright, give me the big laurel bush and turn on. Turn that on. Okay, and then I need some brambles. Okay, and then we'll get some trees. Can't go wrong with a couple of fig trees, right? Why are there trees growing out of those rocks? Never mind. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it. That's a very big tree. Okay. Hello. That's a gigantic tree. What have we got there? Ah, there's a smaller tree. Okay, cool. There we go. Alright, that looks a little more natural. Which is kind of what we're going for. Excellent. Brilliant. Looks lovely. It looks lovely. The rest of it's still shite, but that bit looks quite nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. I'm thinking part of the problem with the scenery evaluation thing. You go into prestige, this bit. I think it only ticks when the game is running. It doesn't save it when you save the game. Because when you load the game in, as I noticed earlier, a lot of the counts were 0. Which is a bit shite, to be honest. We need to decorate the inside of this building. Because it's a bit dull. So this is what I was saying last time. Station buildings and things like this, if you want to go in, if you know you're going to have to go in and do some work on the inside, build the roof separately. That way you can just select it and move it out the way. And just lift it, is my tip. Don't move it sideways or anything, just lift the bastard up, out the way. And then you can get onto the inside and do what you need to do. Which is what we are going to do now. So we're going to enter the building, scenery. We will want the mythology. I wonder if Fairy Tale has some interesting things in there that will fit. I know Vikings actually. What? We've got some character buildings. Look at that. Put some buildings in here. Actually, I don't know that Fairy Tale will. Pirates certainly won't. I've just screwed this up actually. So I'm going to put, actually I could dangle that there. Oh, no, I'm not going to though. Yeah, I'm just going to drop that there. And then we put one there. And one there. Did that just move at me? It did. Alright, okay, that's interesting. You know what? I think we've got a little bit too carried away there. Alright, we'll just do that. Oh, okay. I mean, we could put some fencing along there, but it's probably not worth it because there's no reason to. Which one is this? A sconce light. Well, that's probably a good idea, actually. Get some lighting going in here. It's probably going to be pretty dark. Alright, so this is the bit of the station that they don't actually walk on, so we'll just decorate this in a fun kind of way. Why do I feel like they're floating? They are floating. Why are you floating? What the okay. And then there's the marketplace stuff. What's the marketplace stuff in? That is in the Viking sets. Yeah, these things here. Okay, cool. I'm going to carry on. What I can do is just select everything and move it down into position when necessary. Do I still have random sizing on? I do. Okay, what else we got? This guy here. We can throw some apples in there. They're a bit small, aren't they? We'll for some extremely big apples in here, like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Of course, we're gonna lift them up. Like that. Oh. Okay, so it looks like they're oh crap. I did it again. Oh man. Alright, well. That's fine. Okay, what else we got? We've got some of these. Okay. A couple of urns. How much is a Greek urn? About 5 sesterces an hour, I think. Okay. There's really not much out here that I can do. I need to do wall decorations. Okay. Yeah, we could do some laurel signs, I guess. What else we got? Planet coaster sign. Chuck that in there. Whoop. I just realized that this is all going to be very dark as well. So let's get some more in their sconces going. Where are they? Oh. Here you go, George. Oh. Yep. Hey, we've got a customer. One in between each one of those, like that. There we go. Lovely. That's outside, so I don't really care about that too much. Put that one there. Okay. Put this guy here. Probably need something over here, I would imagine. Just chuck him there. Is that? Oh, that's still open, is it? Okay. Oops. I don't have any lighting in here, do I? Alright, we need some more wall sconcing then. At least there. And then some along this wall. One there. One there. One there. Cool. Alright, that'll liven things up a little bit. Not perfect, but it'll do. Okay. That's just... Nope. That's just that one. Cool. And now we'll just move all of this down since it's floating for some stupid reason. There we go. Brilliant. Done. Okay, now we just move the building roof back down. Why has that moved? And then, what the fuck? I don't know what the hell that was. Oops. Add those. Get rid of that. Something else is there. Okay, that one there. Okay, that looks fine now. Alright, let's try this shit again, shall we? Okay, and then done. Okay, right. There we go, that's better. That's just about where it was. I believe that's close enough. Yeah, that'll do. Done. You have been, mate. Alright, cool beans. Okay, now let's save this. And resume. We just need to flood this with some scenery. Let's take a look. I haven't played Planet Coaster 2 yet. I don't know if I'll like it because I don't want to do the first. The PS5. It's great. I like it. Initially, there was a lot of very upset people because it was a downgrade from Planet Coaster 1. But Frontier have been feverishly working on it and releasing patches and updates and more content. And I think it's worth it now. I think it's reached a point where the idea of purchasing is a good one. The constraints with your consoles obviously is still a thing, and it's a shame. It is. It's a shame. On the PC, you have an almost unlimited number of pieces that you can put down. On the console, because of the limitations, I think it's like it has a limit to the number of pieces that you can add to the park. Which now, but they have slowly been working on optimizations and actually increasing that number. So that's a good thing, obviously. Stupid statement there, isn't it? Why are you? Oh, because those are slightly angled. Why? But I'm really enjoying Planet Coaster 2. I always have, even with its slightly wonky launch. I did not judge them too harshly because I bought Planet Coaster 1 before it was released. I pre-ordered it with the collector's pack. I've still got the t-shirt, actually. And I'm not lying, it came with a t-shirt. I've still got the t-shirt. I might actually, when I get the camera working, I'll probably wear the t-shirt. Another really stupid statement. Congratulations, you're doing well. What else is there? Planet Coaster. Skylight. Oh god, City Sky. That's not. Oh. City Skylines, man. How do you take a successful IP like Skylines 1 and screw it up so badly? And there's been so many updates for it, and they still haven't actually fixed some of the major problems with it. I don't know. I got really frustrated with them and just uninstalled it and stopped playing. I was very disappointed in Paradox for that one. I genuinely thought that it was going to be something really what that they were promising. It was going to be like the next step forward, the next evolution in the Skylines game. But it just turned into a traffic simulator with a hint of economy in the background. It was a huge disappointment. Actually, I'm going to just take those ones out. What else is going on at the moment? What am I don't know, to be honest. You know, I'm kind of watching a couple of games here and there. I've been playing the hell out of Surrounded. That has actually kept me entertained for quite some time, which is interesting because it's a zombie game. Again, another one. 7 Days to Die. When it first came out, the crafting in that was pants. It was the whole, you know, make a pattern in a grid, which that was dreadful. And then they saw sense and they said, hey, you want to make this? Just give us those ingredients, click the button, off you go. Lovely. Thanks very much. And it was a very challenging and very interesting tower defense game. The tower being you. And they started straying away from that concept. It's now becoming more of an RPG. And they're losing that that aspect of it. Because they're focusing on RPG character development and story. You find yourself getting sucked into that, and you're not collecting the resources necessarily collecting the resources needed to survive the next Horde night. So you kind of get this distraction going on. And of course the devs are very locked in on their core audience. Haha. Now, be careful how I worded that one. People who generally are coming into it or haven't really played it or are new to the community, they get ignored by the devs, which is a shame. What else is there? Out of War, that's another one. So, Out of War is developed by a modding company. Well, not a company, but a group of modders, right? They did a bunch of mods for Farm Sim. And then they went, you know what? I like big machinery. Let's just dig some dirty great holes all over the place. And that's where they went. And it's really good. The only problem is they're not programmers. And they're developing this game in Unreal Engine. So for Unreal Engine 4, they did the right thing. they went in and they used a mod or an add-on or whatever it is, a plugin, to be able to manipulate the ground, so you could dig holes and you could deform the ground and make holes. Unreal Engine 5, and people have argued with me about this, Unreal Engine 5 actually has that built in. I'm waiting for the argument to start. It is actually built into Unreal Engine 5. It's not really well documented at the moment. I don't believe it's experimental, but it is. It's runtime only, which is really interesting. It creates a bit of an interesting quandary, because you can't hand make a map in the editor and then use this other landscape tool to create the landscape, because it doesn't work that way. It's a runtime only deal, which means, like I said, you can't hand create a map. You can't import a height map from somewhere else. You can't. But actually, hang on a minute. You can. You can import a height map, but you have to import the height map at runtime in order to create the landscape layer. And then the problem with that is you can't hand paint all the tools and stuff on it, because it's interesting how they've done it. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, so there's that. But why is this? Oh, I should be looking at trees, shouldn't I? I want some fig trees now. Thank you very much. What the? Oh, why is that? But, yeah, speaking of Unreal Engine 5, I'm actually, like I said, I'm going to start working on a project, and I'm thinking that I'll actually be able to finish it this time, because, as I mentioned, I do actually now have access to AI. So when I get stuck, rather than going to the Unreal Engine forums and posting a question that no one's ever going to read or answer, I can just go to AI and ask the question, and it will tell me the answer almost instantly, which is brilliant. So yes, I will be using AI for game development, but only as a tool for learning, not to actually do the work for me. So if I go into vines, there should be... Oh, so there are grapevines. Fuck yeah! Done this a bit late, haven't I? Ah, there's a pergola grapevine. Oh, okay, that's not what I want. Grapevine vertical, no. Ah, single standing grapevine. Okay, cool. Let's turn off align to surface, because that's just not going to help anyone right now. Bring that down there like that, and then we are just going to... do that. There we go. A couple of grapevines. We got some scenery going in there now. That's a little less boring. Fantastic. I mean, it's still quite boring, but What's the next news from Frontier actually about Planet Coaster. They have a big update planned. They're being a bit tight-lipped about it. But they do have a big update planned. And part of the update, they're going to bring back in challenges. Yay, challenges! Which is nice. This is my hedge brush. Which I created myself with my own 2 hands. But just spam all of this stuff down, and it kind of fills things in a little bit. Nice. What's that? That's trees. No. Spam wild garlic. Yeah, that's what I want. Yes. Spam, 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 spam. Lovely spam. Wonderful spam. Okay. All right. That gives us a little bit more feeling there. That's got to get hidden. Let's do something about that. And we'll turn that off. And what the hell is it called? There's a fence that I want to use. I don't remember what it's bloody called. Fudge knuckles. No, that's not it. Oh lord. There's an ad break. Oh, you poor people on Twitch. I'm very sorry for you folks. Stuck in an ad break. Don't have that problem over on YouTube. It's going to sing the theme, and I believe it's Planet. No, it's not. It's the resort theme. Here we are. Nope. Yep. Okay, it's down here somewhere. Oh shit. No, it's not. Where is it? I thought it was the resort thing. Oh, it must be the Planet Coaster thing. Ah, nuts. Alright, Planet Coaster theme. I'll turn that one off. I know what I'm looking for. And it's not what you would imagine that it would be called either, which is really irritating. Actually, I should probably save it as a favorite, because I do come back to it a lot. Nah, they'd be expecting that. Alright, where is it? Son of a biscuit. I'm going to have to go and find it in the park, and bloody hell. I've got to go all the way over here now. Unreal Engine 5, Batman Arkham Knight by Rocksteady Studios. I mean, it's UE5 is a great development tool. There is a lot to it, but it's not foolproof. If you don't know what you're doing, it's really easy to make a game that is not optimized and runs like complete and utter dog poo. Why are you rotating like that? That's not even close to... Never mind. Yeah, if you don't know what you're looking at with it, it's really easy to miss certain aspects. For example, each object in the game has what's called a tick. When that tick fires, it looks at the code associated with that object and tries to execute it. So if you have a bunch of actors all ticking, all with potentially complex mechanics going on, you start spamming those in. Or let's take Outivore as an example. You have plants that run on their own, and every tick they process dirt into something. You start lining up 10, 15, 30 of those. All those individual ticks are going to start bogging down the game engine. One way around that is when you put the first one down, you make that the master. So every time that fires, every time that tick fires, it runs on that one. Any subsequent object that is the same as that one has the tick turned off, and your master, with the tick still turned on, goes off and looks for all the other ones that are active and runs the programming on that, because ticks actually take quite a long time for the game engine to process. But if you know how to optimize well, you can get around it by doing literally what I just said. You turn the tick off on all of the children, and you just have the master running the one tick, which then processes everything else. It's sneaky. Right, now, this guy. Locate. Well, that's stupid. I know where it is. I just clicked on it. I want to save as a blueprint, help, scale object, locate and browse. That's what I need. Okay. Literally just taken me to the group that it's in and said, hey, go find it yourself. There it is. How do I? No. Okay. How do I mark that as a favorite now? Ah, right click. Brilliant. Not that I'm any kind of expert at Unreal Engine, but there are, like I said, there are certain things that you start to learn as you play with it. Okay. Why is that? Oh, bloody hell. Well, the good thing is I know where they are now. Stop. No, I don't want to align to the fucking scenery. No, get bent. All I want to do is cover this fucking thing up. Pardon my French. I get yelled at again. So. Boink. Yeah, I'm planning, like I said, to work on a project, and I think I can actually pull it off this time. With everything I've learned, everything I know, and with the addition of, you know, like I said, AI being a thing that I can actually go to and utilize to ask questions like, you know, how do I accomplish this? Bloody bugger. Oh my god, that was horrendous. Wash your mouth out with soap, young man. I'll be able to do all the things I want to do, plus more. Alright, that looks a little better. Right, let's get some trees in there. You have some temperate trees that can drop down. Boom! Look at that. Yeah, trees. I love the brush. It's brilliant. Ah, yeah. We still got so much to do here. Jesus Christ. I've got to do all of this still. So we're coming down into here. I want to turn this into another grotto. But I'm not sure how to do it. I don't really want to spam a bunch of rocks again, but I don't know that I'm going to have any other choice. I don't remember which one it was. Ah, that's the one. Yeah, but it's really quite chunky, isn't it? Let's turn the line to surface off. We'll grab it again. Okay, we'll turn stick to surface off as well. That's a pain in the hole. This is the wrong block, isn't it? That's the Mediterranean. That's the one. Temperate. That's the one we need. We need a temperamental block. Let's adjust the size of this a little bit. And then we can just use maybe a layer of one. Flip. I don't really want that horrendousness. Go too much down the rabbit holes, but I might have to. Come on, I'm pressing the button. There we go. Fucking hell. Yeah, there's the issue. The old up rack there. I think that's okay now, actually. Because then we can come out into here. Alright, no, that's fine, actually. We'll have this nice little area there, and then we'll come up into there. Let's make ourselves a little platform down in here again, like we did with the grotto, right? Yep. Like that. There we go. And then we can put some scenery down in here. And make this little final little section something interesting before we return to the station. Right. Right. Yeah, what he said. There. We can put some decorations and stuff in there just to liven things up a little bit. Push. Oh, you know what? Oh my god. Push. That's the one. Sat and watched that War of the Worlds movie last night. The new one. Jesus Christ. It was an insult to my backside to sit through that. It was dreadful. Like the opening, the beginning of it wasn't too bad, but immediately you suspected that this may not necessarily be the movie that you suspect it was supposed to be. And then after that, it just progressively gets worse. It was horrible. I would rather have sat through the one with Tom Cruise. In fact, I posted on a public forum that I thought that, to be quite honest, the whole alien invasion thing seemed like an afterthought. The movie seems to be a commentary on government oversight and spying, and they threw in the alien invasion just as not necessarily an afterthought, but to give it a different pitch, I guess. There's a word that I'm looking for, and it's eluding me. But it was absolutely dreadful. I mean, the only reason I finished watching it was because I was already like 45 minutes in, and I was like, you know, I've already wasted 45 minutes on this. What's another 45 minutes? And at the end, I thought to myself, I could have been sleeping for 45 minutes already. Anyway. Yes. Overkill. You're absolutely right. Universal is eyeing the potential for a park in the UK. Where they put it is anybody's guess. But yes, that's something that I've I've seen come up a couple of times in various feeds, and I'm like, yeah, you know, that's not a dreadful idea. They could pull it off. I mean, they could definitely make money from it. At least they're smart enough not to say, hey, let's build this in France. Imagine Harry Potter with a French accent. Where am I at? I've spent far too much time dealing with this nonsense. Let's go over here now. I've discovered that I get bored very easily. If I focus on one thing, I start taking shortcuts. Like this. Actually, that's going to get covered by trees, so it doesn't matter. But I've noticed that because of my personality type, I start to lose interest and I start taking shortcuts and things end up looking like poo. The beauty of playing a game like this is you can come back. You can just walk away and come back later, like this. Right. I promised that we were going to do a log flume. We're going to do a log flume in here, somewhere. So let's take a look and see what we can come up with. We're going to paint again. That seemed to work out quite well last time. How do we want to attack? Which way round do we want to go? I'm thinking that way. So we could have an unload station here. Right. Oh, this is a log flume, isn't it? We don't need an unload station. Actually, I don't think you can even have an unload station in a log flume, can you? Flat rice. Nope. Track ride. Oh my god. Don't have a beer. Your brain is not working properly. Right. Where are we? There it is. So this is the wide log flume. This is what, the 16-person? No, it's the 8-person log flume, right? So that's the wide one. You can do a separate load and unload on it. Okay, cool. And then where's the skinny one? There's the skinny one. There's the classic log flume. You can get 4 people in a car in this one. Sadly, the car is the same kind of design, actually. No, this is a 5-person. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's a 6-person. It's a 5-person and a love seat. And this one... Oh, this one has separate load and unload as well. Oh, well, fuck me sideways. Alright. Okay, never mind. Forget I said anything. I'm clearly insane. Right, so, there we are. Unload station. Come around here. Load station. That could so easily have gone quite phallic there, couldn't it? Right. So... we don't want to get too crazy with this, do we? Because, I mean, log flumes generally, they're about that drop, right? They're not really about scenery and all that nonsense. They're about going up, floating around for a minute, so everything's nice and calm, and then, holy crap, look at that drop. So we could do a double drop on this, right? And we've got quite a lot of room to play with. I mean, we could literally just do an out and back and have all of this space to play with for something else. That's not a dreadful idea. One of the things I do like doing with log flumes is doing one of the drops, so it's going over the queue or the pathway somewhere. I don't think we're going to do that today. Not with this one. 69 audio animatronics are being constructed soon for Universal Studios Great Britain and is coming to Bedfordshire? Bedfordshire. That's where a webcam comes in handy, because my face right now tells it all. Bedfordshire? Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. It's... if you draw a circle, Bedfordshire is... oh, we'll call it central, but your catchment area would be fairly big. And you do have a couple of good major highways there, too. That does kind of make sense, actually. Just, you wouldn't think about that. I mean... so Epic Universe just opened up the road from us. I feel like they've opened it as if it was a AAA computer game or something. Right, they've got the basics down. Let's open it up. You know, we got the basic game down. Let's go ahead and start selling it now, and then we'll continue developing it. Epic Universe. You've got those. What is it? 4 different sections. Harry Potter, Mario, horror, and then that weird generic one. So I believe there's 4 different sections. There might be 5 if I'm losing my mind, which, like I said, is entirely possible. But not all of them have a ride. I mean, the Mario one has, I think it's got 2 rides in it, actually. 2 rides and an experience. Then there's the Harry Potter, which has 1 ride. The horror one... oh no, the horror one does have a ride, doesn't it? Yes, the horror one has, it's like an experience ride. And then that other one's got like some weird generic ride as well. So, okay, there are a couple of rides there. But, like, not enough to warrant the entry fee, I think. Like, a lot of it seems to be about the scenery. And the park is young, so a lot of the scenery is a bit dodgy because the trees haven't grown yet. People were complaining that from, I think it was from from one area of the park, you could clearly see the theming in the other area of the park, and it was kind of detracting. And I'm like, you can't judge the park on that right away, because you can't bring in fully grown trees and plant them. You've got to bring in saplings, or slightly advanced saplings, plant them, and then wait for them to grow. The biggest complaint at the moment for Epic is that it seems that the designers completely forgot that this is going to be in Florida, where the sun is trying to murder you for 6 months of the year. But again, it's about the trees. The trees are not grown yet, so they're not providing the kind of shade that they really need to at this time of year. I mean, when you're hitting temperatures of close to this time last year where I live, we were looking at 105 to 110. Over in Orlando, it's about the same. So, yeah. I mean, and then imagine being in the Mario area, which is basically it's surrounded. Right? It feels like you're in this valley, and it's got these tall, themed walls all around it. So there's very little airflow, and the sun is overhead, pumping out ridiculous amounts of heat. And yeah, it's, oh God, I wouldn't. The missus was like, we could go. I'm not fucking going anywhere near there for at least a year. Okay, anyway. Enough waffle. Let's do some painting. Would you ever stream some classic Roller Coaster Tycoon? As a matter of fact, I have themed the ROM for Theme Park on my computer somewhere. Hang on. Wondershare? Where the hell did I install that? Oh, Morons from Outer Space. I've really got to do that. Great movie. Oh yeah, I've got to go through those pictures as well, don't I? Well, some pictures that I've been meaning to go through for probably 3 years, just in case there might be some ghosts of them. Somewhere buried in my almost 1 terabyte of hard drive space, I've got the original ROM for Theme Park. Actually, let's follow that around, and then we'll come up into there, and then we'll go down that way, and then we'll come down into there, and then we'll come around into there like that. Okay. We'll have a drop probably there, I think. Alright, and then we'll do, we want to do a drop over here. We do want to do a drop, so we'll do a hill, and then we'll do a drop. Probably there, I think, maybe? Or there? Actually there. Do a drop there. Okay. Lovely. I love it. I like it. I like it. Would I ever stream some classic Roller Coaster Tycoon? The first one I would consider. I did enjoy it. I loved. I always come back to the same thing too. I loved the fact that you could adjust the food and beverage stuff, right? It was almost as if it was designed to be in line with like Universal or Disney, right? Where, as an example, because I always used to do this, so it stuck in my head, you could build a French fry stand, and you could go into the settings and you could increase or decrease the amount of salt on the French fries. So if you increase the amount of salt on the French fries, the guest gets thirsty because of it. And then what you do is you go over to the soda store, and you can adjust the flavors, the amount of syrup, and the ice. So what you do in the soda store, or the soft drink store, or whatever you want to call it, is you increase the amount of ice, so the amount of overhead per drink is lower because you're putting less soda into it. So you make the fries slightly cheaper. You put extra salt on them, and then the guest has to go over and buy the horrifically extortionate soda that is mostly ice. Wait a minute. That's what McDonald's does. I loved that aspect of it. Those tiny little things that you could adjust to manipulate your income, because your income from your rides is always pretty static, but your income from your accessories is where it was at. There's a little too much of a dive into the psyche there, really, isn't there? Alright, we're going to have to move all these trees out of the way. You know what? Rather than doing them one at a time, what? Just move them all. Because we don't delete trees around here. Trees are our friends. Right. Let's... What have I got? 25 minutes. That's enough time, I think. Okay, track ride. We are going to do the big one. So, where are we? Right loading station, left loading station. Alright, so that's our loading station. That's where guests get on and prepare to get wet. I don't... There we go. We're going to lift it a little bit. There we go. Fantastic. The Back to the Future roller coaster for Universal Studios Great Britain is coming soon to Bedford. Whoa! I'm in. That's okay. I now need another vacation to England, or at least I will do. I was so bummed out when they got rid of the when they got rid of the Back to the Future ride at Universal. Oh my god! I was like, that was a travesty right there, man. And then they replaced it with Simpsons ride. The Simpson ride is not terrible, but it's not a Back to the Future ride. Option 1. We come off this side and just join straight to the top. Option 2, we come off this side and go underneath. And, we'll do that. Alright, there we go. Okay, back to edit. Excuse me. I could actually angle this down a little bit. Multi-part conveyor up and okay. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. What's that for? Oh, just slightly pointing the wrong way. I want to point that way because I want to come along this edge here. Not that it matters, because we're gonna. That's down. We don't want down. We want up. Go up first. That's a little high, I think, actually. For the first drop. Right. And then we'll go along there. We'll just angle, actually. I'll do that that way. Angle back in there slightly like that. And then we'll come out that way. Now we will go into our drop. Do you want a drop pond? I think we want to drop pond. What I might do is see if I can't do a... Right, so... Here we go again. Down the rabbit hole. Right, so we've got the mine train ride, right? So we come up the hill, we go through the Viking mystical area here. I need to put some mist in here, actually. Focus, focus. We come up through here, and then we go down into the mine train area, right? We got some shenanigans in here, and some shenanigans in here. And then, originally, this was all exposed, and like there was scenery and stuff in here, right? And then I decided, let's just flood it. So I flooded it, and I put some of these diggers in there just to make it look nice. And there's some splash effects as you come through on the train. Now, what I'm thinking is, we've got this here, right? Bear with me. I need to get it to that level. Because I would like a river just to feed through here into this. And then we'll have a little waterfall, a little stream running down the side into there. Yes! Abso-frigging-lutely. Alright. That's brilliant! Alright, because this is going to be like the spring. And I do mean spring. I don't mean, you know, that weird American nonsense. Alright. Fantastic. Yeah. It kind of, it writes itself sometimes. Like some of my story writing. Alright, let's widen this up. We'll do that there. Okay, how do we want to get there? So that's going to be the splash. This is going to be our bowl, I think, right here. We'll just come through here. Hey. I know what I'm doing. It's all cool. It's all cool. I know what I'm doing. You believe that? I've got a signed copy of the Bible for you. Let's get a little bit further down. That really wasn't that much further down, was it? Let's just push. That, what? Oh. Hang on. Why are you not? There we go. That's what I wanted. That's fine. Whatever. That's pretty deep at that point. That's fine though. That's fine. It would look like that. And then we'll work on this section through here. What I'm not going to do actually is join this to the other one. and by that I mean the pre-existing river that I came from, I'm not going to join us to that. I'm going to keep it separate. Okay. Just do that there. Pull a little bit. Just to soften this edge. And then we'll have it feed down into here. That would be solid. And then feed down there. This is going to be great when it's finished. Whoop! That one. And then, yep, we just open that up there. We just smooth this out just a little bit. Right. There you go. Now you can kind of sort of see what I'm driving at here. So we have the water come all the way down through here, and then it kind of trickles down into there. So it looks like this has managed to flood that. Fantastic. That's what I'm after. Do I want that open like that, though? Because I want to backfill this, don't I? Yes. True. I know. So really what you want to do is fill that back in again. You, my friend, are correct. There we are. Just pull. Like that. There we go. Excellent. Push. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Just one more. Excellent. There we are. Beautiful. Right. Now. Clear water, natural water. Boop. Bummer. Alright, clear water then. Actually, clear water's just down the road from me. It's not a terrible place. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. Need to point what I had in mind. Okay, so yeah, about that. Let's. I'm gonna bring this up a bit. That was not quite what I had in mind there. Let's try that again, shall we? Whoops! The haunted mine train ride. There we go, that's better. Fantastic. That's what we want. Okay, cool. So let's go back into here, edit track. More of those, and no. Alright. That's too high. Just one more, I think. There we go. That'll do. Do I want that splash out like that? Yes, I do. Oh, that's fine, actually. Let's take a look here. The Hillside project has come along now. Let's see. Wow, good job. Construction guys, Universal Studios. Let's go check out the theme park wizard. Huh. Yeah, I'll check into it. Thinking, but not very hard. So we want another drop. Probably here, actually. Right? So we're going to come up. There. Oh, wrong way. Maybe there, actually. Let's just make it straight. We are looking at -1 meter. Halloween Horror Nights 31 for Universal Studios, Great Britain coming. Really soon in Bedfordshire. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal here in Florida is usually pretty good. The only downside to it is it's in Florida in October. So you run into two different problems. One of them is the weather, although usually around that time the summer storms are starting to abate, so you tend not to get too wet at that time of year. The drawback is the humidity is still really high, so you still get wet, but it's from perspiring and not being able to sweat properly. The actual event itself, the scare zones are fun for the most part. Then a couple of the smaller walk-through haunted houses are also kind of fun, I think. The popular haunted houses, on the other hand, not so much fun. And I will tell you why. They tend to herd you through like you're cattle. I was really excited to do the Ghostbusters one. Wait, was it Ghostbusters? No, it was Beetlejuice. They had a Beetlejuice one. I was very excited to do the Beetlejuice one. But the Halloween Horror Nights is so popular and so packed that they were herding people through, and you could literally reach out and touch the person in a completely different group in front of you. And there were people right behind you. And if you slowed down at all, they had people standing in alcoves and stuff to tell you to hurry up and keep moving. The problem with that is you don't get the opportunity to see the haunted house the way it's supposed to be seen, right? You can't admire the detail work. The jump scares don't work because you see them coming, because they're jumping the person directly in front of you. So when you get there and the jump scare goes off, you're like, oh yeah, hi. It was the big popular money-making haunted houses are not worth the time, in my opinion. But that's this one here in Florida, and it's packed. The good thing about it is it's at night, so you're not being murdered by the sun. They usually have on custom drinks of some description. Like, you know, cocktails and things that are themed to whatever it is that you're dealing with. But, like I said, the drawback is you really get herded like cattle. And it's a real shame because you lose the experience because of it. Alright, so there's that. Now, how they approach that with the one in Bedfordshire, hopefully they do a better job. But it's a theme park, and theme parks exist to make money. So, yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath and say that they are going to do a better job there than they do in Florida. Theme parks predominantly exist to make money. Ha! There, I said it. Oh, I'm going to take the water out before I can adjust it. See the terrain. Now, the way, well, before I had my little girl, the way we used to do it, we had passes. So we would turn up early. And if you had the theme pass, right, or the pass for the park, you could get in at any time. And I think it's usually around 5 or 6 o'clock. What they do is they herd everyone who's in the park and staying for Halloween Horror Nights. They herd them into these capture zones. They cordon off areas so that they can, like, everyone get in there. If you're not leaving the park, go in there. Then everyone else gets ejected from the park. And there's about an hour, I think. All the staff go around all the hidey holes, all the places that people can hide. They check the toilets and all that stuff. And they eject everyone else out of the park. And then they get everything set up, and then they let everyone out of those secure areas, I guess. And the way the missus and I would do it is we would turn up in the morning and just basically enjoy our day. There's this Irish bar that we would head to, and we would get there probably half an hour before the park soft close, when they eject the non-Halloween people. So I would go in there and would have, like, you know, potato skins, and I might need to lift this up just a touch, actually. It does look like it's very much underwater. There's the control point. That's better. Yeah, we'd have, like, you know, I'd get the potato wedges and Guinness. Pints and pints of Guinness. Yes. Would you like another Guinness? Yes, I would. Is my glass empty, my friend? Yes, it is. That means I need another Guinness. And then, of course, you know, the hour hits, they release us, we all go piling out into the park and start enjoying the cocktails. I mean, the haunted houses. One. Wow, that's bad timing. Ooh, I don't have long. There's going to be an ad break coming up, and I am almost on my 2-hour mark. Wrap this up. One of my best haunted houses. Halloweens that I've experienced was many years ago when I used to work on a golf course. And it was somehow we got into a local park called Busch Gardens on a student night. I don't know how it happened. It was a trip organized by my manager at the time. Managed the golf course. And, there's my warning. I have 5 minutes. And it was a great time. We stopped for cheap pizza on the way in. And yeah, it was really nice. All the adults were AWOL. It was some kind of a college night of some description. Anyway, my boss's wife didn't want to go. So I got to use her parking pass. So I got to park for free, which was nice. And my manager, Ray, was on his own. He was hanging out with me and my wife, I want to say, at the time. But we go into this, it's great. We go into this haunted house. Or rather, we're contemplating going into this haunted house. And these two younger student Latino girls are like, they want to go in, but they're scared. And there's just the two of them. And they look at us and they're like, can we go with you guys? Fucking Ray, man. Had these two college girls hanging onto his arm through this haunted house. It was funny. If his wife was there, she would have beaten his ass, I think. But it was hilarious. It was good fun. It was a good time. And because it was Busch Gardens, it wasn't overcrowded like Universal. Right. There's our log flume. I threatened that I would do a log flume. There's the log flume. It's not finished. It's not great. I'll work on it. Let me hit save before something disastrous happens. Why are you saving it twice? Because in the past, disasters have happened. Alright, so there's our log flume. It's not fantastic. It'll do the job. It'll give people something to do. Because we do have this thing here. It's gonna fill this up. I've got some access way here, so I could do something small in this bit here. But I'm also thinking that what I'm going to do is use this access way to come over here and come across and join that. And we'll have like a restaurant and some shops through here, because I want this to be kind of like Disney Springs, with some shops and some things to do that are not necessarily rides. But we're doing well. It's taking some time to get all the scenery worked. I forgot how long it takes to actually do scenery stuff. But it does take a long frigging time. Like this. This was like 3 hours. Because I kept rebuilding. I'd put the basic shape down, pull it up, rebuild it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. Yeah, we've still got lots to do. I'm telling you, I'm not going to get this finished before Halloween. Fuck. Okay, anyway, let me push my button here.
Jolly good.
Because I have finally remembered that I do have a button. And I can go into my whole exit spiel whilst interesting music plays in the background. Speaking of interesting spiel and goodbye nonsense, thanks for joining me. It's much appreciated. Yeah, Overkill, thanks for hanging out. And the questions and the stuff about Bedfordshire is like, yeah, no, I knew they were going to do something over there, but it's kind of it's a surprise they're actually trying to move forward with it. I thought they'd get blocked by the local council. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. It's much appreciated. There may be a surprise stream tomorrow night. I don't usually stream on a Friday, but I'm going to be alone tomorrow. I've been left unattended, so anything could really happen. If I do stream, it won't be Planet Coaster. It'll be something else. But I'll be back with some more Planet Coaster next Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern. So if you've enjoyed this, or it's been mildly entertaining, or it's been just background noise and you've been doing something else far more interesting, I appreciate it. You can come back next week. In the meantime, tomorrow's Friday. I hope you all have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend. And yeah, that's it for me. I'm going to go find some tea or beer or both. I might even have a gin and tonic. Good night.